Hello there, this is Mike from Breakfall, and we are going to play through a little bit of our alpha demo build of Pizza Titan Ultra. This is the next game from Breakfall, creators of Starwall and previously Marvin's Mittens, and we have come up with something that we think is on par with narwhals fighting in space. We have a giant robot. Let's head to the garage and see what we're talking about. This is a 10-story mech, and you can see in its chest is a full pizzeria restaurant. So we are an exciting mobile pizzeria restaurant that moves through a city, making food as it delivers it. This is very efficient. Also, you know, not without its problems. There are some drawbacks, but we'll get into that when we get into the delivery. So the mech is completely customizable except for the pizzeria. That's a constant. We can go in here, choose a category, and start changing. Let's try a different head. Let's go full pizza. There's all sorts of parts here. The names and descriptions. That's all placeholder. We're going to change that later. But the idea is that you would be getting more and more parts as you play the game, so that you could build your dream pizza delivery machine. And what do I want to go with for legs? I like these legs. Rotate around, we can see we have some thrusters in the back. It's a very agile machine, so it's got these big thrusters. A lot of people are liking these wings, but I like the more understated. Scarf or no scarf is always the question. I'm going to leave the scarf on. And then you can give it a new paint job. So you choose a primary, secondary, tertiary color scheme. I like sort of the bright pizza-inspired color scheme sometimes. But you can go. There's a lot of different color schemes you can go with to make this look how you like. So this is more of a Decepticon-y purple and blue. If you're a fan of the more bright primary, clean Gundam-looking colors, there's a ton of options. Just for something different, let's go. Sure. Here's our mech. Maybe yellow and. That's a cool looking one. Okay, so once you're happy with how your robot looks, with the available customization parts, the main events are the deliveries. So here we have VIP deliveries and free deliveries. In the final game, there's going to be many more of these two types of missions, but that is the split between our content. VIP deliveries, you get some crazy VIP customer calling you up, and these are all inspired by mostly 90s references to video games, but just other things that the team over at Breakfall likes. So you get these fun characters calling up. They're pretty ridiculous for the most part. Ordering a pizza, you follow a fixed course through a level, so much more of a fixed challenge course. And in there, you are trying to do your delivery in time, but also make some extra cash along the way. And there's various ways you can do that. You can see in the level. In free delivery, it's a bit more of an open world, sort of a score attack. You could say almost a story mode, arcade score mode. So we'll show both of those off. The phone is ringing. Who's it going to be? Mr. Rob Boss. Hi there. What a happy little accident. You're around when I'm hungry. So this is Tanya. Tanya owns the pizzeria. It's your world. You just make whatever you feel and deliver that. Something with gentle cheese mountains or happy little mushroom clouds. Take your ingredients and start making a pizza. Just that easy. So Ace is very upbeat. Ace is the mechanic who keeps things running. The cast of characters is a little bit inspired by, we like sort of Star Fox kind of. They have this Banjo-Kazooie-esque gibberish. We do like the Star Fox, having these characters providing sometimes situationally important information, sometimes just colorful banter to remind you that there's through the city. Probably got cut out there. I've noticed as I'm capturing the load screen, right at the end of the load screen cuts a bit, but so you have this fun crew, and they are helping you out on your deliveries. So you get more time running through checkpoints. Here's evil robots. You can run right over them. So you by default sort of move at a jog, and if you hold the run button, you can pick up quite a bit of speed. You accelerate over a few seconds, and then if you have lots of enemies you want to get rid of, you can wind up for a big stomp. And the stomp does destroy some buildings. It's a bit of a problem for the people in the city. Recharge in these strips here, get your energy back from blue bar. So Y is your low attacks. But because you make such delicious pizza and destroy all the evil robots that nobody likes, the city is very tolerant of your destruction. It's a necessary evil. So, back to running through the city. We're collecting coins. This is the near future. They invented anti-gravity coinage, so it just floats up into the sky. No one else is tall enough to get it, so the mech scoops it up. Pizza Bot's very happy when you find these ultra ingredients. Here's some evil helicopters. So the stomp won't help with the helicopters, but you can punch very high because you're so tall. You can just swat helicopters out of the sky. It's sort of, you know, like Rampage or King Kong. You can punch through buildings or punch helicopters out of the sky. Here's some more ultra ingredients. So like I was saying, like the KONG letters from Donkey Kong, they're hidden somewhat in order. They're appearing in our HUD. So we missed the green pepper, we got the mushrooms, we got the pepperoni. So if we found the cheese wedge, we would know that we had forgotten the tomato. So you can kind of learn these levels, figure out where these things are, and they're worth more and more cash. So here, I'm going to use some of the faster moves. So you can slide or punch, slide low, punch high, take out all the enemies. It's very, very kinetic, very speedy, so if you want to maintain your momentum, but it's harder to hit a lot of things at once. They're very directional attacks. So if I want to do a stomp, that'll clear out some of these areas where there's lots of enemies on the ground, and we stomp them all. And that's just for a little bit of bonus cash. Worth doing though if we have time during our delivery. So they're putting up some force fields here. So these robots are not super good at their job. They're military robots, but they're being commanded by an evil pizzeria that is kind of upset. You put Cheeseborg Pizza out of business. So Cheeseborg rallied these evil military robots. Not the best commander. Zach always has a rad route for us, rad detour. So following the chevrons he lays out, boost pads goes super quickly. So a few more evil robots, and then our delivery will be done. Because we did this so quickly, we'll take out a few tanks, maybe collect a bit of extra coinage. You're not really scored for time. Some missions, you really do have to just watch that clock the whole time. Get to checkpoint to checkpoint. It's much more of a rally race. Other missions, it's going to be fewer recharge strips, so your health is the main concern. Some missions are more of a treasure hunt where you should actually explore the breadth of the city a little bit and actually find all of the floating coins, some side activities where you can help citizens and stomp the evil robots. And here is our delivery location. So we punch these buildings. That's the full crew there. It's pizza time. We load up the pizza into the Rocket Fist. And this is right to your living room delivery. The Rocket Fist is going. It's just rocketing straight ahead. You can fire counter thrusters to try and control it a little bit. And press A to drop down when you're done. And that's just a little bonus minigame. Should only add a tiny bit of cash. But that was a good delivery. I'd say that was almost a silver tier performance. In the final version of the game, we're going to have everything bronze, silver, gold. And that's going to encourage a bit of replayability and mean that you have to find a solid route through the city, figure out when to take detours, when to smash things, when to stay on the clock. And that would be a VIP delivery. In terms of a free delivery now, here you'll see when we jump in, so we have customers all over the city. Pizza Bot is firing up the oven. So you do want to fight enemies to some degree, but for the most part, we do want to focus on just delivering that pizza. So here we have an indicator, the slice pointing towards our first delivery. It says it's 400 units away. That might be meters. And you always want to keep charging your mech up whenever you can, and you punch the delivery building. So now our indicator gives us a new delivery location. So you kind of have to learn this city a bit, this chunk of the city. Use your boost strips, take an optimal route, and move through the city. So every delivery you see, you get 11 seconds there, a little bit of money. So every delivery adds time to the clock. This is the Crazy Taxi-inspired arcade mode. So you want to keep going. You don't want to be stopping it all here, because adding that time to the clock lets you go longer, get a higher score. And this is a mode where we see people, they are getting in, delivering a few pizzas, having a good time right away, but it takes quite a bit to master, to actually get to the point where you're surviving through a dozen pizza deliveries, making thousands of dollars. Takes a little while to figure out the city, figure out your routes, learn where all the ultra ingredients are. Here's the mushrooms. And the other thing that's happening in this mode is the longer we're leaving, the longer we're staying in this mission, the more enemies are appearing in here with us. So you're going to see an escalation, not just number of enemies, but also type of enemies. Here's our pepper. So we're going to have some kind of bigger enemies show up about midway through this. So initially just some helicopters, troopers, and tanks, but then more and more of these rocket helicopters. So you have to jump up in the air and helicopter through them. or just avoid them entirely. Up to you. The highest scores we've seen people getting in here tend to be really focusing on your deliveries, but that also means you're going to have more enemies, and it just becomes completely insane with constant lasers and plasma bolts and rockets and tractor beams and flamethrowers firing at you. And those last two I mentioned should be showing up very soon. Some of these big mean mechs. I think I just whizzed by one there in the corner of the screen. So that green beam, that's the tractor beam. I'll just show off how this works. So the rocket was from this enemy helicopter, but these giant, we call them spider mechs, hit you with a tractor beam from a certain distance to pull you in, and then really do a ton of damage with that flamethrower. Now, it only is along the ground, so you can just avoid it if you get up in the air, and see if you can just land a few punches. There you go. So I've fought those things a few times. They are not to be taken lightly, and my health is getting pretty low. So if I do this delivery, because I know this level fairly well, there's a little bonus route here you can take. And I'm not going to go straight to the building. I'm going to seek out one of the recharge strips so that I can get some health back. Because that's, between the spider mech and those rockets, that was pretty rough. So I've cracked 1,000 here. This would probably be already approaching a silver tier performance. We're not quite sure exactly where the gold tier would be. We did have some players, some very good players testing this out at the Capital Gaming Expo in Ottawa, and starting to see scores, over 2,000. Some really good players, some returning players coming back to beat their scores. Oh, caught that hit. So some of the bigger hits not only do damage, which is bad. Oh, here's the 5th ingredient. So this will be $500. Still ate a missile. Gotta watch those homing missiles. So that helps you score a lot. And destroyed by a drill mech. Gotta watch out for those drillers. They pop up out of the ground and just devastate you with damage. So that's a free delivery. Almost cracked $2,000. And that is Pizza Titan Ultra. Thanks very much for tuning in. We hope to have this out in the fall and let players get in on giant robot pizza delivery.